In Sri Lanka, hundreds of protesters tried to storm the house of Sri Lankan President Rajapaksa in the capital. The protests over the government's handling of the worst economic crisis demanded the president's resignation. Protesters were broken up by police using tear gas and water cannons. Now, protesters dismantled a wall and hurled bricks at police before setting a bus alight on a road leading to Gotabaya's residence. Now, security forces fired into the crowd. At least one man was critically wounded after the protest turned violent. Police fired tear gas and water cannons at the demonstrators. Now, in the wake of the violence, the capital was placed under indefinite curfew, which now stands lifted. Our correspondent was there last night when the events unfolded. Take a look.
Yeah, the petrol shed, it's me. It's a little past 11:30 here in Colombo, and the scenes you see right behind me is the road leading to the president's house, where what started off as a peaceful protest has now turned out to be really ugly and violent, as security forces have been drawn in. Tear gas has been fired in several times, but yet people refuse to leave as they are demanding the president to step down immediately for leading this country into one of its worst economic crises the country has ever faced. And the people just do not seem to be going home just yet. They've been here outside the president's house as far as 6 p.m. this evening, and the protest only seems to be turning more and more ugly. Stay with WION for the latest. Reporting for WION from Colombo, I'm Dasuni.
Now, apart from the army bus, one police bus and one jeep, a three-wheeler and 2 traffic motorbikes were set on fire. 5 police officers, including an ASP, were injured during the violence. The police identified several persons from an extremist group who created the unruly situation. At least 45 people from the group of protesters have been arrested. President Rajapaksa's office released a statement identifying organized extremist group behind the protests. Now, the statement said, and I quote, "The mob, armed with iron clubs, sickles and clubs, had provoked the protesters and marched toward the president's residence at Mirihana Pangriwata, causing a riot." Now, many of those involved in the violence have been arrested, and many have been identified as organized extremists. They have spearheaded the protest calling for an Arab Spring in Sri Lanka. Detainees have revealed that the riot was carried out using social media anonymously to provoke the people and destabilize the country.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.